Yo, what's going on, guys? And today we'll be talking about the Los Angeles Clippers. They've announced that John Wall is available for trade if anybody wants to. The fact that the Clippers are interested in trading for a switchable center, even though they have Moses Brown on roster. I'm just kidding, guys. I know he's limited, but this is coming from Jake Fischer of Yahoo Sports. You know, back when Jake Fischer was with the Bleacher Report, he had put out some information that made me upset, and he'd been called out by Scotty Barnes. So everything, take it with a grain of salt. But let's talk about the Clippers and their salary, because right now their only backup option at center is either Robert Covington or Marcus Morris. And I think it's interesting to look at this team. I want to hear your thoughts. Who would you go out there right now? Two guys available: Jakob Poeltl and Myles Turner. I made a video a few weeks ago saying that Myles Turner was somebody that the Clippers were interested in, as well as Clint Capela is somebody that they could be targeting. So let's talk about it. There's a bunch to talk about in this video, and let's get right into it. So the Clippers are in the market for additional front court help. That's what we're being told. Specifically, let me read you. Los Angeles Clippers have an interest in adding front court depth behind Zubac, their starting center. Myles Turner and Jakob Poeltl, as well as Clint Capela, are considered the two most, Turner and Poeltl are considered the two most gettable centers on the market, with Capela also being in that list. And the Clippers will prioritize a switchable center to replace Zubac in small ball lineups. Without another more traditional center, the Clippers would need to use another option like Robert Covington as a small ball center or Marcus Morris. Now, Yardbarker also wrote that the Clippers have not been linked to Atlanta Hawks forward John Collins, but they have been linked to Clint Capela. Mostly, though, it appears that the Clippers are looking for a backup big man that might not cost them too much. They are also believed to be willing to surrender point guard John Wall as a part of any trade. We've talked about the Clippers having discussed to acquire Myles Turner, and that deal would, of course, have to include. So Myles Turner's making like $18 million. Jakob Poeltl's making like, I think it's like 9 to $11 million. So straight up, John Wall's making 6.4. And if you do Amir Coffey and John Wall in a first round pick, you could probably get yourself Jakob Poeltl. Straight up, Amir Coffey, John Wall in a pick. John Wall gets cut, and he goes and signs with the contender, or even comes back to the Clippers. But right there, that's the easiest deal for Jakob Poeltl. And that's because Jakob Poeltl right now, he can only get an extension for like $14-15 million. And there's a good chance that if the Spurs don't trade him, it's because they believe they'll re-sign him via free agency. So that's also another option. Maybe if they don't want to trade a pick, they do John Wall, Amir Coffey, BJ Boston, and Jason Preston. And they're like, here's 3 young guys and John Wall. But if they do want to get themselves Myles Turner, that's a bit trickier, because it would either have to be John Wall plus Robert Covington, John Wall plus Luke Kennard, John Wall plus Reggie Jackson to make that deal. Those are the 3 guys that they could trade with John Wall to get a Myles Turner or Clint Capela. They're both making about $18 million. So Luke Kennard making 13.7, Robert Covington making 12.3, and Reggie Jackson making 11.2. John Wall making 6.4 gets you right about there in the numbers. So that's where I want to hear your guys' thought. Out of those 3 players, Kennard, Covington, Jackson, who would you package with Wall to get Turner or Clint Capela? I don't think Clint Capela is the best option, because you're just getting another Zubac who can't shoot, which is fine. And the other options are Norman Powell and Marcus Morris, plus either Terrence Mann, BJ Boston, or Jason Preston, or even Amir Coffey. Those 4 guys. So you either do Coffey and Morris, Mann and Morris, Boston and Morris, or Preston and Morris, or you do Powell and Coffey, Mann and Coffey, BJ and Coffey, or Preston and Coffey, and that also gets you. So you have a bunch of picks that you could, and different deals that you could do, and it's definitely an interesting situation, because I'll admit I don't know what would be the best thing for them to do right now, as this is a team that, look, the Clippers are turning it around, but hey, I'll be the first one to admit that, hey, this might be a team that if they can get themselves a center, I think it would be awesome for them. And I don't think there's any shame in them going out there and getting themselves a center, because I think that's something that they would benefit from having. And I want to hear your thoughts down below. What do you guys think of this, and who would you go out and get, and why? I know it's definitely interesting. And look, Clint Capela would be awesome, but I feel like you're just getting Zubac 2.2. And same thing with Jakob Poeltl. I personally think the best fish out there is Myles Turner for this team. We've talked about it a few weeks ago. I just think he would help this team a lot. He seems like a guy. I know it could potentially just be a rental, but all in all, I don't think it'd be that bad of a deal for the team, because he would be someone who they would very much benefit from bringing into this squad. So that's where I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. What would you guys do and why? I love y'all. Peace out.